Let's learn a mimer. Okay, so this is a mimer from Yud Alef Nissan, and it's Ki Sholcha Bincha Mocha Lemer. If your son asks you tomorrow, saying, ask him, what are these laws that Hashem has commanded you? This question is the question of the Ben Chacham, the wise son. Like it says in the God, the Chacham, what does he say? What is this lesson? We do a diuk with Rosh Hashanah, and we know what's emphasized by the Rebbe is the Ma'ach Shenikra B'Shem Chacham Mitzvah Chachmi Chachas HaTorah. Hareyu B'Vadi there's a mitzvah. So what kind of a question of a Chacham is this? He's asking, what are the mitzvahs? V'yesh le'hoisef l'mehamshach ha'kosav v'amat levincha v'yitzivonu avayid lasas kol ha'chok me'elo l'teiv lanu g'yim v'shuvvarim v'mayla shebekim ha'mitzvahs l'teiv lanu the movement shepirish ma'a eidos hu ma'u inin ha'mitzvahs. The idea is, he's not asking what are the mitzvahs. The question is, what is the idea of the mitzvahs? What's the benefit? Again, the same question. How can somebody who's smart ask such a question? So number one, Hashem took us out to do all the mitzvahs because we were taken out of Mitzrayim. Therefore, we have to do all the mitzvahs. Another thing, mitzvahs are here. They are here to be good for us all the days. So these two things are chiddush. He doesn't know that the mitzvahs are here because we have to do it because we owe Hashem. And number one, it's a chiddush. Number one, two, it's l'tayv lanu. The Eibush is doing us a favor. So that's the question. What's going on? Moving chiddush it's a lot bad and vein moving the mach shani yedin in the mitzvah leid akshani yedin Hashem is same the table no shani maybe not feel achieve to give mitzvah derech the balsal if you make to ben chacham. So again, we have the same question. How could he not know these simple things? Nam to love and question with for drush mashem rashitiva vayle kenu aschem asna b'lei sanam dagam and they ayim vayle kenu makbul to shemay tzaraf shalom zasma klam makom makim be mashem aschem. Why does he say the mitzvahs that God told you? What is it's not him? So what's coming off here? So we're going to put this here. The basic explanation is up here you do what's known to give him mitzvah shalom. What the Avis did was mainly Aved was a spiritual thing. But Polish also B'Gashmi is whatever they did physically. This was something similar to the Aved. In other words, whatever they did was a spiritual thing, and whatever they did physically was only something which was a keli. It was a vessel to spirituality. A mitzvah should need to be, but the difference is the mitzvah that we're giving the main thing is what you actually do. Because when you do a mitzvah, it's not a preparation to anything. The main thing is what you're doing. Like now, mitzvah of eating matzah. If you think about matzah and all about the greatness of matzah, you don't actually eat matzah. You're not going to actually achieve anything. But when you do the mitzvah without any intention, you're going to bring down the light of the eating matzah. And the shaila of Ben Chacham is, how do you draw down the light of the Aryan Seif through the Ma'aseh mitzvahs? And this is what it says. What is the Eidus? Eschem Nafke, to keep job, Shalachem Lachrim at the Yasio. They have it to discover it's always. If Nimshach Gili, you're in safe, you have it to do. This question is because your Avaida now is a physical Avaida, it's not a spiritual Avaida. How do you draw down spirituality through physical? The Chuba might live in the Kavadam in the part of the Sami, Sibana of Amos Sami, Sibana of Last School of Hukamay, live a game, and he, the Ghost with Sami, is the Sami, how you are on the Matan Tater. So the explanation is that Ghost with Sami is a preparation to Matan Tater. Matan Tater into the Kayasha, Mitzvos Mice, the Matan Tater. What happened? We got the Kayach that through Mitzvos Mice, Last School of Hukamay, and last Daika, that he gave us all these mitzvahs. Yamshichu. So what we do with our mitzvahs today, we draw down higher light than even the others did through their mitzvahs. Until we draw down the aspas. So we have to understand the chayre bira now shadas ben chacham yal mitzvah shalach now teira daf go bira rak also shalach Hashem yashis if you have like kinu esfem umayis esfem with the hadish shalas yilay mitzvah tabs kima mitzvah shis if you have like kinu esfem lach now teira but there you move in the chayre gam kshay you move lash kel yisef. Come to love now. You just walk my shot. Me actually say last year close to mitzvah have the maybe my mitzvah. So long I'm a part of the my shot. When I say it is my shot. So the story is, so why does he say Eschem? He's saying my question is not about the mitzvahs always came on mitzvahs. My question is the mitzvahs that the Abish commanded after Matan Torah. But this would have been understood even if you said a language that would include more. That the Abish has commanded us. Also, why does it say what are the Eidos Chukim Mishpatim? He should have said what are the mitzvahs. I'm a part of Eidos Chukim Mishpatim. Why does it say Eidos Chukim Mishpatim? Especially that the difference of these different types, Eidos Chukim Mishpatim, is in the kavanah of the mitzvah. Is an intention of the mitzvah. Because a chayk you have to do because they should say gzarti. But mitzvah is a mishpatim. And garments at the time of the mitzvah mishpatim you have to do them also because of the reason. How do you draw down through the action of the mitzvahs? And he I'll call him a sugin the mitzvahs. Is a chuk mishpatim. It's one of the last chuk masked chuk. Who came the Eidos Haim Hamitzvah Shehem is going to be Shabbos Pesach Sukkot Tefillah Mitzvah Agam Shaseichol Mitzad Atzmai L'Tevah Tera Le'Yam Machayim L'Ikam Mishpat Shigam L'Molin Nitna Tera Yinu L'Meidin Snis Mecha Sul B'Gazam and Meidlam Komokim La'Achrish Tera Tzitzer Alayam Haseichol Maskim L'Zev Chukim Hem Mitzvah Shigam La'Achrish Tera Tzitzer Alayam In Lahem Mokim B'Seich V'Hem Rak V'Dera Chukach V'Kak The Gzera Kazarti Of Hiza Yisrach Lem L'Chera Mishpat Meidz Chukim V'Seidah Zilmata L'Maidla so there's a question of the order. Why does it say Eidus Chokum Mishpatim? It should have been said in a different order. So we'll understand this by what the Fitigirab says in the mind with this Divrei Maskul, which he said in the first Chag of Pesach. When he came to America to live, that the Ben Chacham says Eschem, you. The possession, and that's what they son no. This he says you and not us. This is similar to the Ben Rosh. Even though it says in the Maimer that in the Maimer says that even though the Ben Chacham says Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Margad, so that he includes himself in Klal Yisrael, And he says that I have the Omach Shemaim Rezel Benegela Ikra Benegela Protein on dates for Mushmatim. I'm ask him why did they ask him? Lashon my mashmash I think Shula ask him who later should be a lama ask him Lagan. The Shemer of the Son of Shali Daisy from Malcolm this is the Shemer of the King of Market say ask me with all back when Negela Ikra Kabal Samach Shemaim of Negela Protein on dates for Mushmatim who makes his ask my clown. So he's taking himself out of the cloud. So the explanation is the mitzvah that in mitzvahs there are two things. This is the mitzvah is a tzivah the Eibishter. This idea is in all the mitzvahs equally. This the mitzvahs are divided into three parts of these two things are also in the doing the mitzvah. So is a mitzvah, the time to Hashem. Then the kavanah of the mitzvah, there are two things. To do the will of Hashem. The kavanah zu, he b'chol mitzvah shavet. This kavanah, all the mitzvahs are equal. Kavanah process, then you have an individual kavanah, which is kima mitzvah mefdei she'edus leisv'zacharin al ezin. Doing the mitzvah because it is something that reminds you on something, or because it's a chayik or gzeira, or you do a mitzvah because the seichel is machayev, the mind tells you to do it. And the ben chacham is asking, what is the edus in the chukim mishpatim he? You would call a mitzvah same tzivah Hashem because every single mitzvah is a tzivah of Hashem. Why not go in the eight chukim mishpatim? Doch mit dein Mama the gam la achre shaimer likenu yashmakim litzay shvenegea leprati inyanim the eight chukim mishpatim who might see chas v'shalom esatzim ha'klal they lishlo tozu havalei le'meimer esanu. So again, the question is, why doesn't he say us? Why does he say you? The idea of Eidus Chukim Mishpatim is in all three mitzvahs. Even the mitzvahs of Chukim and Mishpatim are called Eidus. Like it says that he brought Eidus and Yaakov. Well, there's a movement again. The Chukim Eidus, so about Eidus, about Chukim. Even the mitzvahs that have a reason, the reason is only on the general mitzvah, not on the details. The idea is the beginning. The revelation of godliness through mitzvahs, there are generally speaking three levels. There's a level of light that comes into the world. This is the level of Mamalav. Then you have the light which is higher than the world. It's connected to the world. So close. There's the light of Saiviv. The Asvas are in Saiv. And then you have Asvas are in Saiv, which is higher than being connected to the world. Because Mala is something that you could understand. You draw it on Mala in the way of Mishpatim. Something that you understand. The light of Seiv, you can't understand it. You can only know about its existence. The fact that you know that you can't understand a light which encompasses every reality at the same time, it shows you bittul asav. You don't understand. Therefore, how do you draw down the seif? This is through the chukim. What is the chayik? Chayik is that you get rid of your seif. In the Chodesh Shuslahar, you can't think about it because you don't understand it. But in the the essence of the Eibush that has no connection to the world. In Shayach Leimer Gam Shum Mushlam Asagas Hasech, you can't even say that the Eibush is not understandable because that's like the example that's given in Tanya. Somebody that says on the Eibush, that it's not possible to understand. It's like saying about its very deep wisdom. You can't touch it. Whoever hears it will laugh. Because the idea of staying away from something, that's saying this thing is not like that. There's something that's similar. And something that touch and understanding are two separate things. So if you say Yud is not allowed to marry a guy, you understand. We say Yud's not allowed to marry a rock. Well, obviously it's a joke. So also the fact that you're saying that you can't understand the Eibishter, of course you can't understand. Relative to Eibishter, your brain is like a rock. They didn't understanding of Seichel and Mishus, because they're both things that are limited, there is a connection. Mashenk and Nimshal, but in the Nimshal. So this that you can't say about the Eibishter, that you can't understand him, is even more that you can't say a deep question that you can't touch it with your hands. Therefore, drawing down the Eibishter is not even not on the idea of chukim. But by Asma saying, so you can't even say that you can't understand it, because there's no connection to understanding it all. And this that through the mitzvahs you're drawing down the Asma saying, that's because the mitzvahs is the will of Hashem. This is the idea of the edus of the mitzvahs. This is called a mitzvah. This is that all the mitzvahs, even the chukim mishpatim, are called edus. Because they reveal the concealed essence of God, which is even higher than Sefer. Just like something edus, simply speaking, is something that is concealed. Because something that's revealed, you can't say edus because it's revealed. And even something that can be revealed, you can't say edus. Similarly, spiritually, the is something that is revealed that you can understand. The which is higher than coming into the world. This is something that will come into the world. It's something concealed but can be revealed. Because when you understand that everything that's in the universe is only like one ray of the Eibishter, which is obvious from the fact that it comes in. So you understand there has to be a light which is infinitely beyond the universe. This is a source where this light comes into, or where the light that comes into the world, Malakam, comes from. The Indian Eidus and the idea of Eidus is in the essence of Hashem, which is higher than Sefer, that is completely concealed. This is why all the mitzvahs are also called Eidus. Because they draw down, they reveal the Asfasar and Sefer, which is even higher than Sefer. The Eidus al Chukim B'Prati says, in the explanation of Eidus and Chukim, even more detailed. Even though that in Chukim you feel that this is the Ratzon of Hashem, this is the Ratzon that doesn't have a reason. Chukim comes from the word Chakika. Varsh is overchin as a kesef. Yishlem is that shakesef say who dugmas aces a chakika shenim davar neis valatzim who shagili the ura mamala liyesi gili shavchin as a gvul like my atzim who may davar neis valatzim. But gili there say the yisub legal my atzim many davar neis valatzim. Aidin you bechukum lash chakika shidei chukum nas ba'ilam inyan chakika. It's a medical pasukim leiv roisi. Live the chuk shemayim v'aretz leisam chukim shebehem chakaktis shemayim v'aretz. Varba Maimer Dinya Chakakti Shmaim Vars who Habitzel Shanasa Ba'ilam Aydam Shachas Sef Kika Lamaila. So when you draw down Soybev, you have a Chakika engraving above. In a Gamba Chakika, Yideh Chakika Nasa Shinaba Davashakim by even a Chakika when you engrave, something changes in the thing that you engrave. It's not like it was originally. Just like Chakika, you put Chakikas Oisis Be'eben, you put these oisios, you put these letters in a stone. First, the stone was simple. And now it has letters, especially if it's a beautiful stone. It's shine. So through the letters, it makes a difference to the shine of the stone. Because where you have the letters, the stone doesn't shine so much. These two things are also in the nimshal of our Sevish or Liyasebev La'almin, who dugmas Hashinoi, he did the Shanasaba Evan. She'ene Pashut, Enemer Mabakal Kach, Mesha Hayat Chila. The days in Nasa, Nisinas Makam La'ilam, Shemas Hava, Ma'ura Sebev. Shemitzias Eilam Elashem Helam who Hepach Gilia or the Dugmas Kika Shenechsama Evan. So from the Aura Seviv, you get the Aura Mala, and you sort of make an engraving, so you sort of like taking something out of it. 1 second. Sorry. The fact that the light from above goes into Seviv, that is like a Kika. In other words, what's happening is that the Eivishter, sort of, you don't see all the light, so the Eivishter has to descend to create Seviv Kalam, the light that's going to encompass all the universes. Shnein Yom Zeh, Shadas and the Chukum who like my shoe bath, so because he did the Kaviyah, the Shlo as a Seichel in the Cholor of Shus Lahar, because Hashining. You did the Shanas, but another day Kiko. Shaseichel, Shadas and Shalai say who by one of us, Sakishly, who hate Paradox. That's why you have to say you can't think about a chayik, because a chayik is something that's beyond your mind. Well, pizza to when you said Amayal days who got bechukim, you know, chukim who are also in the mitzvahs. Right, should be finished. The lishla inyanim masech shehem afachim. You know, aiders who are also in the mitzvahs, Hamoishu hu batz musay. The idea of the also in the mitzvahs as they are in his own will is the idea of aiders. It's just like above. The difference between Eidus and Chukim and Mishpatim is that Chukim and Mishpatim are in the light that it's connected to the world. chukim ein ba'or shalom Mitzvos sefer ve'idus ein ba'atzvos zerin sefer shalom Meshach zayim Mitzvos derech so gam ba'avet za'adam the chukim mishpatim ein b'seichel shaba'adam the alkopan of dagas anu sham shayach so seichel is beinu selish mishpatim is beinu is he b'tayim mitzvos kol gam mitzvos zeh shagam mitzvos chukim yesh lem tam ela shatam the mitzvos elu heu b'chbas yizbarach v'lei nimshach b'seichel and avran. So even the chukim have a reason. It's just they haven't come into the seichel of the person. His benus the chukim he seichel mitzvahs gam mitzvah shvatim in his barach cross shalom alam time l'mayla gam time mishpach masi barach. And when you think about the chukim, you have to think about that this is a mitzvah of Hashem that's higher than my seichel, and in edus who ba'adam atme edus is in the person himself. Which goes from atam edai, v'shadamu atam atmecha. The kivin to call a chamisol nishmas yichelik alikam mamash because every single year there's a chelik alikaf and the ibishter sherish and neshama hu ba'atzvus and the source of the neshama and atzvus l'mayli is mashers term mitzvahs higher than term mitzvahs. Lachin that's mitzvahs from the Yisrael me'id al atzvus al shagili the sherish and neshama hu yidid is of beha mitzvahs. So every single yid reveals the ibishter like we said before, but the idea of the mitzvahs that show the source of Hashem, this is the Eidos. Mitzvahs who Shem Eidos Sam Shachas Atzvus meaning a chukim mishpat mitzvahs Sam Shachas Eretz Sefer Malahu what about Shachas Atzvus Shalitei mitzvahs he Sam Shachas Tia Begili Kivin Atzvus Hu L'mayla Megilui Lachin Agili Sam Shachas Atzvus Eidos Hu Yidei or Sefer Malahu chukim mishpat Megilui. So you say the Gimel Yonah Meila who Eidos chukim mishpatim Mishchilu in Eidos Mishachas Atzvus Achav V'tei Sham Shachatia Begilui V'yidei Gilui Dar Seiviv Shnem Shachadei in Achutu Shem Mitzvah Achav V'tei Shagili Yivim V'yidei Gilui Dar Mal Shnem Shachadei Mishpat. So you have an order here. You have Eidos is drawing down Atzmos. Then in order for it to be revealed through our Sefer, that's the idea of Chukim. And through that, you have the Mishpatim, which draws it all the way down. You know, an idea is they might say it's not some because this that to the mitzvahs you get this is not a pellet, this is not a surprise. Because the mitzvahs are the desire of Hashem. The question of Ben Chacham is the question is, how do you have a revelation of God through a mitzvah? So it would seem, how do you have revelation? Through understanding, through emotions, but not through physical actions. It's actually the mitzvahs not some shachas of the kus. Mitzad and the kudam mishutav shebachol mitzvah b'shabbat. Shehem tziva v'ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeh mitzvah nechlachas basugim eidus chukim mishpatim hu b'negei l'gili hamshacha shebe'eidus hamshacha hi behel chukim hamshacha hi begili b'oifen ha'makav ha'gili the mishpatim hu gili b'pniyas v'shaz ben chacham ha'eidus v'chukim mishpatim ha'shtei v'avay l'keinu aschem hi da mitzvah she'tziva avay l'keinu aschem acham adamtein she'ikram hu ha'siv poil Minyanum hu hamshacha selikus. Okay. Well, Eidus v'chukim hamishpatim v'shechlik Eidus chukim hamishpatim hu be'inyan ha'gilui. Tshuva, and the answer is Avodah Mayinu the part of Mitzrayim. Tzpono Avayim Mitzrayim Goimer. He Shavmatan Teda Shahaya Lachre Dom the Golos Mitzrayim Vitzias Mitzrayim. That Mata thereafter preceded with Golos Mitzrayim Vitzias Mitzrayim. It's given the power through Mitzvos Maisius, we can draw down the highest levels of light. Not only that, these things should be, this light should be revealed. And this is what the Abish said, I'm going to make all these mitzvahs that you should fear. Yira comes from the word via, that you should see. See as a mitzvah. That you draw down through the mitzvah. You begili adlei f'sharia. It should be in a revealed way until in a way that you can see. And the main revelation that will occur when you do a mitzvah, we'll see it when Mashiach comes. Then you can see in the highest level. Until you see it. The Abish himself. The seeing of the Abish. And this is what it says that the Abish commanded us to do all the mitzvahs. The mitzvahs kishmayim, mitzvahs rakas at the time. If you do a reason mitzvahs only because of the reason, then what you draw down is behelim. In order that the mitzvah should be revealed, this is because this is true that the doing of the mitzvahs, even the mitzvahs of Eidus and Mishpatim, this is because they are the command of Hashem. In other words, when you're doing a mitzvah because it's a mitzvah, not because you understand it, that's when you bring about the revelation from Hashem. Now, after all of this, we have to have an explanation. The Kibbutz Teres Emes Keras is B'Shem Ben Chacham, because the Teres Emes called to the person of Ben Chacham, Mistaber Shu Yidei Chiddush Matan Torah, and it means that he knows the Chiddush Matan Torah. Matan Torah, and this is the Kerech Lam Shechadei Mitzvos Maisius. Matan Torah was given the power to draw down to the Mitzvos Maisius. The highest levels, and the level should be in a revealed way. So what's the question? What is the Eidus? So we could explain this based on what it says elsewhere. Remember, we tell you this, that the Ma'aseh says in Torah, even though the Aved of the Avos was only Hagdama to the Torah, who the fee. Even now, after Matan Torah, there has to be an Aveda, which is similar to the Avedas of the Avos. The idea is this that we're commanded every single day. It should be new. And furthermore, Chadashim Mamish Takanu, mitzvahs. This is not only relative to the preciousness of Torah mitzvahs. It's also relative to the learning of the Torah and doing the mitzvahs themselves. Every single day, you have to go to a higher level. Like the command to go higher. Until the level of Bein Haroich. Until the Torah mitzvahs that you had before, it's like nothing, or it's mamish, nothing. Compared to today, the Torah mitzvahs yesterday should be nothing. You should be on such a much higher level. So that's why the Torah mitzvahs of today are like mamish new. This is also why now after Matan Torah, because Matan Torah there has to be an Aveda which is similar to the Avedas of the Avos before Matan Torah. Matan Torah is every single day. You give the Torah Lashon Heva in a present tense. Every single day. It's a higher level. So therefore every single day we have to have a preparation Like the obvious, you have to prepare for Matan Torah because you're getting the Torah today and you're doing the Torah today. Well, busy, yes, the Var Shalos Ben Chacham, this game of Fitziva by Yetzcham, Keterem, Shala Ben Chacham, Mechol Yom Chadash Mamish, because the Torah Mitzvah Ben Chacham is every day new. So he's always right before Matan Torah. He was in the level before Matan Torah. And Shakash same Shilas Ben Chacham he Pesach. We connect this with the fact that the Ben Chacham was mainly Lela Pesach. After Shaila Ma Izgam Pashas he Benegel Chosam Mitzvos. In Pesach he laid his Ham Yisrael. Pesach is the birth of the Jewish people. And this is why Pesach is connected mainly to Chinuch. Maskil miyad kishnei, because the education of a child begins as soon as he's born. When a person is always going up higher and higher, then he's in a situation before Matan Torah. He's not connected to anything like a child the second he's born. So what's the answer? The answer is that even someone who's in the level of a tinuk, a child, the second he's born, even a little child that's born, like Ben Chacham Yishu, but time. Even someone who's a slave to Parliament time, with Nega later this year's time, might see a Vayaisim time Chazak the Hebrew should take him out of Egypt with a strong hand of Yad, Chazak who take up his gal, such a Nigla, Lay Melch Malchem Lach, Gachi Baruch, Faith of Asmi Golam. Yad Chazak is the strength of revelation that the Eibishter revealed himself. He goes from level to level, Mamata B'Yasim. Goes from the lowest level of Adam L'Parim B'Sam L'Mayli Yisuf to the highest levels of Gil Jefrei the Yasser, the revelation of the Eibishter himself. And so it will be a shake. You made it from the time then the place as we left Egypt will show you wonders. Good with the deal of Minakatsa. You go from level to level. The Golos that you go from the great darkness of Golos. Also, especially the last generation of Mashiach. The darkness even more. We come immediately to the revelation that the Eibush is revealed and everybody sees. That the world will be the Eibish's biggest Mashiach Kenu, with the coming of Mashiach Meheid of Yameinu Mamish. That's the story.